Now, that's high quality H2O. Let's talk about The Waterboy with Adam Sandler. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name's Doyle, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 1998 sports comedy The Waterboy, released by Touchstone, as it's distributed by Disney, directed by Frank Karachi, starring Adam Sandler in the title role, along with Kathy Bates, Fairuza Balk, Henry Winkler, and Jerry Reed, plus Larry Gilliard Jr., Blake Clark, Peter Dante, and Jonathan Loughran. Written by Tim Hurley and Adam Sandler and produced by Robert Simmons and Jack Garapilo. The film was released in November of 1998. It also had cameos from Rob Schneider, Paul the Big Show White, Bill Cowher, Jimmy Johnson, Lawrence Taylor, and Lynn Swan. The film was extremely profitable. So, and got mixed reviews. But anyway, let's go ahead and get to this story. Now, the main character is Bobby Boucher. Or, well, he's... Now, well, actually, in the story, well, in the plot's Robert Bobby Boucher Jr. He's a socially inept, stuttering, and somewhat mentally challenged 31-year-old man serving as the water boy for the University of Louisiana football program. He lives with his overprotective and extremely religious mother, Helen, and believes his father, Robert Sr., died of dehydration in the Sahara while serving in the Peace Corps back in the 1960s. As the players constantly bully Bobby, the Cougars head coach Red Beaulieu fires Bobby from being disrupted during the 18 years of his employment. Bobby approaches Coach Klein of the South Central Louisiana State University Mud Dogs and is hired as the team's water boy. The Mud Dogs have lost 40 consecutive games, their cheerleaders are alcoholics, and players are forced to share equipment due to budget cuts. When the new team teases him, Klein encourages Bobby to stand up for himself, remembering all the bullying he has to put up with over the years. Bobby tackles the team's quarterback, knocking him out. Seeing Bobby's potential, Klein meets with Helen and tries to persuade her to let Bobby play on the team, but she refuses, saying it's too dangerous, or as you call it, foosball, whatever you call with them gargantuans. Oh boy. The team's success earns it a trip to the annual Bourbon Bowl on New Year's Day to face the Cougars and Coach Beaulieu. However, they crashed the Mud Dogs pep rally and revealed that the high school Bobby went to doesn't exist and that he was homeschooled, and his fake high school transcript makes him ineligible for college and football. The team and fans turn against him, believing him to be a liar and a cheater. Coach Klein convinces the NCAA to let Bobby play if he can pass a GED exam. He apologizes to Bobby and admits to submitting the fake transcript because he was desperate to get even with Beaulieu. 20 years ago, Klein and Beaulieu were assistant coaches at the University of Louisiana. After Beaulieu stole and took credit for Klein's playbook, he was promoted, and Klein was fired. Klein suffered a mental breakdown and became unable to come up with new plays. The story convinces Bobby to help Klein get revenge on him and prove himself to everyone. Bobby finally stands up to Helen while studying for the GED, angrily revealing that he has been playing football, going to college, and seeing his gal pal Vicky Valancourt, and intends to continue doing so. Bobby passes the exam, but Helen finds a coma. Feeling he drove his mother to illness, Bobby stays in the hospital with her. Meanwhile, Vicky leads a gathering of fans of the hospital to convince him to play. Seeing her son struggling to ignore his calling, Helen ends her fake illness. She tells Bobby the truth about his father, who abandoned her while she was 4 months pregnant with Bobby to have an affair with a voodoo priestess in New Orleans. This led to Helen being constantly afraid that Bobby would leave her too. Deciding to put her son's happiness ahead of her own selfishness, she encourages him to play in the Bourbon Bowl. Now for the ending. As always, you know the procedure. You have 5 seconds to stop this video. Go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below to avoid any spoilers. If you've seen the movie already, please continue once the 5 seconds have come to an end. Thank you, and here we go. Okay, you've been warned. Arriving at halftime, Bobby finds the Mud Dogs losing by a score of 27-0. Using the same technique of visualizing and attacking as Klein taught Bobby, Bobby then turns to listen back on him. Klein overcomes his fear of Boyu and comes up with new plays. The Mud Dogs begin to catch up, unsettling Boyu, who resorts to underhanded tactics to save his and his team's honor. The Mud Dogs win the Bourbon Bowl 30-27, and Bobby is named the game's MVP, all to the devastation of Boyu and the Cougars. Sometime later, Bobby and Vicky get married. Robert Sr., who has since changed his name to Roberto, makes a surprise appearance to convince Bobby to skip school and go to the NFL so he can share in his son's newfound fame. But he is tackled to the ground by an enraged Helen for running out and leaving her take of their son by herself, to the cheers of the attendants. Bobby and Vicky leave on his lawnmower to consummate their marriage. End of story. So what did I think of The Waterboy? Well, I've watched this film numerous times, and this film is a guilty pleasure of mine. And yeah, because I remember renting this on VO cassette, and then later on I got to watch it when it premiered on Stars. As since they had the rights to air Disney films at the time. Well, I will say the film does have its moments, but it does have some pre-fight moments of what have you. Now, I agree with one of the reviews. They say, of course, it's dumb, but every 10 minutes or so, it's also pretty funny. But I'm gonna say it's absolutely hysterical in some ways. Yeah. Still, I always like it when Bobby manages to focus on the bad guy. Yeah, once when he was taking on this one guy and say he says mother's tell him not to be around Vicky that she's a devil, and yeah, it's not the devil, most beautiful woman in the world, and blah blah blah. And the guy's like, I never said she was the devil. I mean, that is so funny. Yeah, it tackles like, sorry, I love you. Blair's like, I love you too. Real crazy. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, Coach Klein tells him water sucks, Gatorade's better. But that it was give him inspiration, and yeah. Boy, it's like you're drinking the wrong water. Yeah, it's like Gatorade, H2O. Boy, oh boy, here it goes. Woo! Yeah, it's fun. Now, so in other words, story is not too bad. As for our cast, Adam Sandler does one heck of a job as Bobby. Pretty good. Kathy Bates plays Helen, or Mama as she's credited as. Henry Winkler plays Coach Klein. I've got to say, he was real good. Fairuza Balk, who, after I saw her in The Craft, plays Vicky. Very good performance. Jerry Reed playing Red Boyu. Yeah, really good. Pierre Dante plays another member of the Mud Dogs G. Larry Gilliard Jr. plays Derek Wallace, who befriends Bobby. Blake Clark is Farmer Fran. He would later reprise this role in a cameo appearance in Joe Dirt a few years later. Oh boy. Plus, there's so many others. We have just so many of them. The director of the film, Frank Karachi, makes a cameo as Roberto. Oh boy. And like I said, there's so many reappearances. So anyway, yeah, the cast isn't too bad. It's got some pretty good songs too, and what have you. Score from Alan Pasca, it's not too bad. But it has some great songs we get to hear. Classics including CCR's Born on the Bayou, The Doors' The Peace Frog. Let's see. Lenny Kravitz is Always on the Run. And John Mellencamp's Small Town, Rush's Tom Sawyer. Yeah, and the ska band Goldfinger does cover the song More Today Than Yesterday, which you hear at the end credits. So, music's not too bad. So, with everything I've said about this film, would I recommend The Waterboy? Well, it's a draw between give it a first time watch and hell yeah. Yeah. So, I'd say this would be worth a watch if you feel like it. I mean, as long as you're not barred by well, mentally challenged folks and what have you. But anyway, yeah. So anyway, The Waterboy, I think it should be given a one-time watch just to be on the safe side. But if you're a die-hard Adam Sandler fan, then this is a hell yeah. So what are your thoughts on The Waterboy? Please tell me in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and be a part of the Big D Nation. And stay tuned next time. I'll be bringing to you my TV log on Square One TV. Thanks for watching. If you like this, consider checking out my reviews for these other Adam Sandler films. In the upper left-hand corner is my review for The Wedding Singer, which came out the same year this did, which is my favorite Adam Sandler movie of all time. The upper right-hand corner is my second favorite Adam Sandler movie, and that's Happy Gilmore from 1996. Or go to the bottom left-hand corner and see my review of his 1999 film Big Daddy, which that was one of my earlier reviews. I may re-review it sometime, but I don't know when. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.